And we're live in YouTube land. We're live over at Medicine Woman Soultion. And one more, and then we'll be live. Hi, this is Brenda Jean Power. I am a medicine woman and to the teachings of what could be the possible way to live life differently, energy field, where we can, do it with grace and ease. I'm glad you asked. Because some people just run around going, why? Why is this happening to me? I don't know what's going on. They have this urge to wake up, or they got this thing that they want to seek out, or they just do synchronicity and they've learned the synchronicity through their ego instead of trying to develop who you are. You have to get into a certain way of being in order for you to spirit through just your ego mindset. You might have a problem with that. You might have a problem to the point that it gets confusing because it's like, I'm getting inconsistent answers. I'm having major issues with understanding certain things. And yet you feel like you're doing everything right, but you feel like you're going crazy. Amy, what do I mean by feeling like you're going crazy? There goes the camera.
Well, like right now, one of our friends says that she can't get on your page. That could cause somebody to go crazy. Going crazy is just...
If you don't realize how you function as a human, if you don't understand how your brain really works or how the emotions affect your life or how you're instinctive to be the program, that you don't want to be in this matrix and just same shit, different day. There's a part of you that was asleep and then all this stuff was happening and it didn't drive you as crazy. Okay. But nonetheless, intuition, maybe you know how to muscle test or use a pendulum, but yet you're not sure if you're getting the correct answers or if it's incorrect because your thought processes will go into doubting. Maybe, okay. And then there are people that, I get it always right, and there's no room for error. Or I do this right, and, but they don't realize that their pride gets wounded or there's certain pain that occurs. These are all little tiny signs. And some of you are like, well, what are you talking about? Do you ever get hurt, get defensed, take offense? I feel like you got to protect yourself from the unknown world out there. Do you run to the end of your timeline and think of the worst case scenarios, or I got to figure it all out? I have to have a plan every 2 seconds. I got to have a strategy to do this. What program is talking about? I'm a great person. Everything's good. Well, do you fear? Well, yeah. Do you discourage yourself? Yeah. Do you sit there and do you know what the quality of your thoughts? Well, yeah. And then in the next minute, they're bitching about somebody. That's still the quality of your thoughts. That's still a reaction. It still plays a big part. Some of you, when you know you're unhappy, should immediately jump in and take care of, that's going to bug me, and take care of your thinking before it gets too stinking. What happens when you get stinking thinking is that, again, this is going to drive you crazy. Your mother's here, Amy. Anyway, I was sitting here and I wasn't realizing it. I'm doing everything good. I'm working on stuff. And all of a sudden I just started coughing and I'm like, geez, oh, Pete, what's wrong with me? And I wasn't picking anybody up. I wasn't doing any readings. There was no ghost around, as you guys call them. I call them non-fleshies and spirits. And I'm like, what the? And then all of a sudden I heard, your quality of your thoughts are quite benign. They're disgusting. They're just gross. They are, well, sometimes they don't make enough pop of happiness and joy. I'm like, who's narrating And dawned on me that apparently the spirit was trying to get my attention, and as soon as I started to realize this, I stopped coughing. My body stopped attacking itself. My immune system changed, because when you have an autoimmune disease, what am I doing here is usually the first thing that begins to pop up. What am I doing here? I remember when I first physically started getting sick, I was married and I was with my kids and living in a house next to my in-laws, which is not a problem. I loved them. But there were people that really felt that they should be living in the house. So they hated me and they hated what we were doing, and that we were just living there. They weren't blood. They just wanted what we had. And it irritated them that we were getting attention and all of these things were happening. And my environment was like, every day I was waking up, what am I doing here? How did I get here? Because I couldn't stop this person and I couldn't stop it. And I didn't know. And it was, see, if I take that off and I turn it back on, the only way to stop it, I guess, would be to shut it off or shut this off. I can't stop the blur. I don't know. It's got this yellow tint to it. I don't know what happened.
No, is there maybe something on the lens?
Oh, excuse my hands, people. Excuse, I don't want you seeing my boobs. Look at the ceiling. No, I have no idea what happened. I noticed that after. We're live in YouTube land. We're live over. Oh, that's me scaring the crap out of myself. What's that? I'm like my bird. Huh? Let's try it again. Still, I don't understand it. It started acting really weird. And I have no idea why. Like wasting my time. This is interfering with the live. Apparently I need to heal this. And thank you for noticing, because I believe it was something on the frontal camera. Mm-hmm. Not sure exactly how. Started video. I have no idea what I pushed, but here we are, folks. Thank you. Fool me, I did that. You know what? That means I'm sideways. Off of their heads. God darn it.
You know, as I've been sitting here listening to you talk.
Intriguing. I woke up this morning and I could feel all these strange energies and I didn't know what they were.
New Medicine Woman Soultion room, and like my homepage is there on top of your old video.
Okay, so obviously we're having an overlay to the new transformation, people. Get out there, start defining how you are going to take the moment and you are going to do what? You're going to say, show me the turnaround time, Spirit, show me. Because obviously I don't need to get caught up in all of this fear. I can't even talk now. Somebody's having indigestion issues big time. Ooh, I need to do this. When I was really into religion, and what made me want to become a minister was anything like this. And all of a sudden it was, yes, have faith, but don't be stupid to put your wallet on the hood of your car and then pray over it and then walk away and hoping that nobody steals it. You have to have some sort of common sense, some sort of precaution, and some sort of respect. So it seems to be, affecting the elderly. It affects people with immune system issues. And I feel like just stepping back and just saying, okay, just taking a break, is not as bad as we think it is. One thing about Australia, it's bouncing back quite fast. The energies are shifting, and I think we have, or I should say Australia has gotten to the stage of, what do you want to call it? We just had all those bushfires. We're doing our best to recover from that. And we're learning. And then, I like I said to my husband, I said, I think we're going to hear. And then I find out just before I come on, it had to do with, I'm going to do some Wayne Cook people. I'm getting affected by people out there. Wayne Cook will help you stop taking people on, just to let you know. The facial masks that were made in China, and the first place that got affected was in China, and they can't make them now. So over here, they're revving up the company and bringing in the troops and helping to make these masks really fast. And so just wait, everything will start bouncing back. The most freaky part is every scary movie that I've ever seen. And you go walking around, there's hardly any cars. And you go into the grocery store and there's like no food left. And it's like, oh my God, I don't want to endure. And the energy of this morning, there, I'm back on track. The energy of this morning was, that's it. Factories, oh my God, that's it, that's it. Now all of a sudden we have these wonderful things that are happening all over. If you're running around feeling, oh my God, if I don't buy it now, I'm gonna die, or that's it, no more will ever be made, and no more food on the planet, and nobody's gonna be able to grow. And when you do so, allow yourself to take that next step. Go back 100 years, go back 200 years. How did they manage? You know, I mean, how did they grow their foods? How did their food supply different? I think we should also, you know, if you're going to do the stock market, even probably invest in the internet a little bit more, because people are going to start, I need more data, I need more of this, I need more of that. How do people pay for it? But they're going to be remarkable, because you're going to be able to find new ways to adapt, to adjust, and you're going to come out just on top. And yes, to just stop, take a deep breath in. And I think doing Wayne Cook alone, now how I'm doing Wayne Cook is as simply as your hands go out, turn this, and cross your ankles. And as you're just breathing in, it helps unscramble your energies. But if, let's say and so that if they're fire, they're going to burn me up. We have to help support and be responsible for the energy we take in, the energy we put out. And the disconnections, there's going to be quite a few that's going to cause a disconnections, communication issues, video connections to see clearly, because there are a ton of light codes that came on. Light codes is the energy that's coming on this planet that helps you to adjust, to take yourself to the next level of awakening, and it's a good thing. The dark has what some people say a rising. And it's not about just the dark to rise. It is the dark energy that we are so used to. And what you're seeing now, this bugs me, what you're seeing now is how the old patterns that maybe you're tied into, which is part of the dark night of the soul, those ego patterns. Do you follow the mob? Do you get caught up in fear? Do you panic buy? Do you pick up the frequencies? Like I said, today the frequency is, oh my God, that's it, that there's nothing left. Once this is gone, it's gone. As I was talking to my students, one person realized that, oh my gosh, my son likes to do survival stuff. So he's got this figured out. And then there's I have all these other stuff that, oh, wow, I never thought of some of these recipes I could be. It's not that you're being lazy. It's that you're learning to own your energy and not have to be fearful. Yes, if there's something bad coming, be prepared, but don't have to go to the zealous point where you're so fanatical that this is the end. Begin to wake up. When you start using your intuition, you need to connect with your higher self, your heart, and your gut. All three need to come in sync in order for you to get a more of a balanced way of living. Why do I say that? Because I've seen people that have just in their mind, they don't include their heart when they do intuitive work. Or they will be run by their gut instead of their head or their heart. I mean, there's all these different combinations. Then they're going to feel like they're getting wacky answers because the ego says, well, I can't make sense of this. What's going on? If you are doubting yourself, that isn't spirit. Like when I'm doing a reading with somebody, I'm trusting spirit. I'm using and operating that flow. I'm working it. And all of a sudden I feel this, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe. And interestingly enough, if you don't understand how, if you happen to, oh my God, I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. And you go to sit, so you have to find that little bit of connection. But nowadays, I just feel people's energies. And when I start to feel like something's not right, that's going to be wrong, sometimes people don't want to hear. Or that's part of needing to realign. Or there's another reason for it. So it has to do with then, do you doubt yourself? Yeah, all the time. Oh, I mean, it was coming through. At first I was thinking it was me, but you learn how to communicate with all these parts of yourself. But then you have to be very mindful. And I do mean mindful of how you use your language. And I taught my peeps about, do you have flippant language? Be mindful. And I knew something like, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I knew something. I couldn't see it. And I'm like, ooh. And I asked the audience to pay attention. Something's not, to go out to the people and get new people to watch. I can't figure it out. And the funny part is that one of my peeps says, hey, isn't that a limited decision? What was? And then she said it. And I'm like, oh, yes. So sometimes we have other people show up to us. Not to, and if other people are walking by and you're an ego, they're going to go, you were told. No, I can't see it. And I was asking spirit to help me to get where I need to go. As soon as she said that, I'm like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I said, thank you, spirit. So be it. And an hour later, so I get all done. I go outside and I have my phone and we're getting ready to play the spiritual game me and my husband created. And I look down and it says classic, that connection of what I flippantly said. That would have popped on and I wouldn't even put the connection together, or it may not have popped on at all. The other thing that's happening is the frequencies on the planet are changing because of the different plane we're moving into. And then it is that there's not enough information yet. But your body was built to adjust. Not just to take it on or be so or disconnect. One of the things that I'm going to be teaching is called source point self-healing. And it's very important to get that you have the abilities at your fingertips. It's just a little bit of knowledge. You can follow the pictures and go along. Follow the protocol and go along. Take you like 2 to 3 minutes to rub, if that's, because you'd need to correct it by rubbing 30 times each side. And if there's 4 points, math adds up. But it doesn't have to be that long. And eventually you're going to train your body to come into a new alignment, to a new frequency, to the as above, so below energies. You get to readjust your meridians for you to adjust to move forward. And like I said, a lot of you are beginning to awaken and you're not even sure what that is. How healings are done for a new watcher. The different types I do on here, or because I have a whole website, go work on it yourself, but don't be an excuse. You're worth it. You can do it. If you don't understand it, you ask Spirit for value. And you get it. Ask for grace and ease first, though. When it comes to the healings on here, a lot of people, one of the things that we do on Thursdays is that people will come in and they'll pay. And they can do it now, too. But if your energies are off, I'm going to help correct that. If you want to, and then as I have people hold their points. The best thing for you to understand is if you're freaking out, write it down, what you're freaking out about. Put it on a measure from 0 to 10. 10 being, know the familiarity. Because if you keep measuring a new energy as you're healing, you're like, No, you want that phrase. You want the feeling. And then the simplest thing you can do is oh my God, you're touching the neurovasculars. That's the blood flow. You're touching the neurovascular, the OMGs. The main circuit points. And why? Why do you care about that? Because that's where the frontal lobe, that's where you create reality. That's where you get ideas. And the left side is the most important side because that's if you have gratitudes and blessings and focus on compassion and that develops and you fire and wire new wirings over it, you're going to start becoming more happier and happier and happier because the brain, you're giving it new information instead of having old information where it has to constantly predict. You're giving yourself something different. And you are tapping into these innate healing. You're made of two energies, yin and yang. You're made of these two energies. And right now, we've done a separation. We're coming back. We're getting more unity. But the separation, the yang, and the yang's trying to do it without the yin, and they thought, wow, we'll just create shadows and we'll do it ourselves. And look what's been happening. We've been adventuring. It wasn't by accident. It was, I want to see what happens. I want to know what. A lot of people walk around and do the association. Love equals hell. Love equals pain. No. Those are your programs. Okay? Those are your programs that tell you this. And if you believe it, accept it, gave it your willpower, you gave it your energy, you believe it, guess what happens? It has to stay alive, and it takes more of your physical life force to keep it alive. So when you're healing, when people come on and they're like, I have an issue, a physical issue, depending on what it is. If you have a headache, then I would tell you some points to rub, and we could see if we can get it gone. If it is breathing issues, I wish LaRhonda was here. An amazing, beautiful woman that had issues for a long time. We sat down and we charted. We did a source point chart. And as we did, the peeps got to see how she worked on herself, how she tapped into her own ability. Now, I gave her the steps to begin with because I needed her to find the value of it. Not only did we in or out when she breathed, she was happy. Amy, you got to talk to her the next day. How long did that last?
It was over 12 hours. I didn't talk to her yesterday.
And I did. She said, it's just so happy. I says, and just, wow. I mean, her brain only knew of one thing, to carry panic and in those areas. The chemical peptides out, those emotions out. And that was a beautiful turnaround. Sometimes they're really, really chronic. Sometimes it's an inherited thing, and you have to go dig deep of what is the main theme that the family seems to be thinking. There's lots to do. I don't remember what my question was. But understand, this is our first 30 minutes, and, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
My grandchildren from my daughter-in-law to know if I will win in the end, and if my daughter-in-law attend our court hearing in May.
Okay. Now, one of the things I see is a lot of variables. Now, the variables above your head, these are, you have the quantum. How you do anything is how you do everything. And if you are going through a particular lesson, you may not get the appropriate answers. That's interesting. Will you win? They said in perfect timing, it'll work. But there's something better. It's not about looking about winning and losing. It's about beginning to understand, oh, here it is, to beginning to understand what and why this is all happening. Understand that energy, our inner world creates our outer world. And if you really want to win and to, for those kids' sake, and when I'm looking at something in particular, I see a pattern. The pattern that sent a signal through to me and to her that it literally felt like all of a sudden everything just zeroed down to this. And it began to be a little bit frightening. And it was just like, oh my God. And how do you, and yeah, my nerves started to shake. Physiology started to happen. I take my mom home. I'm doing my best to keep my shit together to support her as the best I can. And then to be alone to think about it. And the 41 thoughts per minute began to cause me to freak out. And then I started to cry hysterically. And then my nerves calmed down. Like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden I started to drift off to sleep. I'd then cry hysterically. And it would kept doing this over and over. Oh my God, for like 3 whole days, it just wouldn't quit. After that, because I had thought about it to try to overcome the thing that scares me so bad, I memorized it so much so that my body memorized it. And therefore my body and my nerves began to do just that. So you have to look, did you have a hysterical moment? Because the energy that it takes to expend that is out there. It causes you to distrust a particular pattern. And if you distrust, then there's a part of you that's holding a lot of contempt. When that begins to happen, it can interfere with your answers because you will end up making a decision. Now you can fight and you can say, this is what you're going to do. And you have to stand up and you got to see what you're made of. But if there's a bigger picture going on that you haven't seen yet, and it is not going to make one bit of sense to you. This is why they said it's perfect timing. And please think and let the spirit bring in the answers. So you may need just a little bit more information. Okay? It looks like it's going in your favor. It's not 100% because there are some things that are interfering, if that makes any sense. We have somebody that has paid. Lenore. So again, if you pay, you get to jump the queue. And, get the right screen. So the number is 205-207-650. I'm going to double check that.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. I knew I changed it, but that was a while ago. Yes, thank you for putting the timestamp up. We appreciate it. Sometimes it shows and it doesn't show. So find out, look from Lenore, who just on here. Okay.
Happy birthday, Lenny.
Okay, then that explains why I have cake in my face. Well, I was going to say it, but you opened your mouth, so I was like, well, all right, yes. Happy birthday. It's interesting. Do you have a specific thing you wanted to ask? Because they're saying that something's getting monotonous. Just while you have the block in the moment. Okay, there's a monotony. Are you doing something that's monotonous? Oh, my screen. Does something just seems like it's not flowing? Does it look like it's interfering? Because these blocks are going to be there. And I'm going to ask Spirit a question about these blocks. Do you need to let go of something in order for these blocks to disappear? Wow, they said if you start asking your angels a particular question, the situation will improve. And if I ask that particular angel, because I see it, but I don't see like an angel, Metatron or any of that. I feel there is an angel, and that there's the energy of unfair that seems to be following you. When I asked Spirit, what do you mean? And they said that you have what's called a dark night of the soul. Now, again, you really got to pay attention to what behavior are you allowing, are you doing that you keep repeating that you don't know you're doing, or if you do know, but I want to deny it. So you have to look a little deeper. And according to this, you keep suppressing yourself because you don't want to go there. Oh, there was a behavior that you picked up at 2 and 6, and they said about being what did I say? Self-centered. Okay, so take a moment and just think, what does self-centered mean? That means, to some degree, they're telling me that you have a victim consciousness that's hooked into that, and that's also your fighting style. Okay. Part of impending doom, and you're hooked on stress. Okay, now I'm not sure exactly what no means because it gets delay. But there's habits. There's a particular habit that flips you into an automatic response of what you have to do to yourself. Well, what do you do to yourself then? You make yourself worthless, and then you have to calm the situation down because you want love to return. And then what does forlorn mean, Amy? And then you have a heartache. So there's actually a particular pattern. So where is this sitting in yourself? Liver. And there is the work stress. Oh, work stress. Stress your age now? No. The age they're telling me is when you were 14, and the way you talked yourself into and then having to fight with your light, to fight with your light. You have to like turn it off and say, suck it up, buttercup. And there's this, and then you have to talk like an adult, and you have to go to, so the mirror consciousness of picking up. So how you've seen people get mad, blame, go into victim mode, any of that stuff. Literally, this is how you're looking at it. So now I'm going to ask about, because I said, do you want to be a chef? You really want that answer? The answer is no. I heard bewitch. Did you just hear bewitch?
Yeah.
Did you do it, Ames?
It was my phone that did it, yeah.
So you need to use your magic powers, Lenny.
Forlorn means pitifully sad and abandoned or lonely.
Yes. Oh, Lenore. Okay, so let's look at this 14-year-old. She says that she feels sad and lonely, and that I have to do it, and I have to live through others. So literally she's sad, and then she turns against herself, and she has to fight with herself, and she has to use lofty energy. So you have to get mean or mad at yourself, but you have been self-sabotaging for every time you wanted to go get a chef job, you've been self-sabotaging. So a part of me wonders, to me, because it seems like there's a pattern. And again, the only reason your inner world's creating the outer world to do that is because at 14, you had to do that to yourself. And it was planning out. Planning. Not playing? No, it was planning. So there was a part of you that was thinking a lot. Because it's your birthday, I'll give you a couple more minutes. When you take in criticism, now interesting enough. Wow, did you have sore throats or what do you call that sore throats thing that people get? A strep throat, that's it. Did you have any of those around that age? Because literally I feel, oh my God, that's just nasty. The contemplation of stinking thinking caused your body to start reacting. Again, I'm watching this girl convince herself, thinking, gotta work Lenore. What was the workings to get Lenore to work? What was the workings? What was the style? What was that talk? Because there was a part of you that would just grin and bear it, and then you begin to feel that, okay, now I've got hormones, I have to become a woman. Oh, wow. You around, and I feel, I don't know, I just feel it's, more than mom and dad. It's not, this is the way you're supposed to be. Yeah, okay, but there was something more there, because she says to help my parents, put up food on the table, dad, shoulder, soldier surgery. But there was something more. It's like you had to fight off predators. I think your parents and you both had to fight off predators. I'm not thinking about people that pay bill, that want money. I feel like it's, oh God, is that what you guys are doing? Sarcastic, criticizing with this particular behavior. You need to step back and you need to realize what kind of language is coming out. What am I contemplating over? What is my behavior of certain things? Because you're ready on a spiritual level, but your ego is not going to let you get out of it, because that's who you are. That's what it's telling you. Ooh. Okay, now my body's readjusting. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, that's not fun to find your ego lessons. Amy, is it fun or not fun trying to find your egos that needs to go away?
It's not fun at all.
No, it comes in and it's trying to make you feel, and it's just making you feel like shit. I mean, it's making you think that you're smart, and then what turns around is then it sabotages you, and then it goes and does this, and it does this. And you think you're hiding it. So not fun. I totally agree. Been there, done that, and I'm sure I have quite a few more to go through, but it does get easier. The biggest thing is like when you have to stop, when a ego lesson has to do with doing a pass switch, that you're not supposed to be around people anymore. That's not your case. But when you're like, oh, I want to keep going there, I want to keep smiling, I want my friends, and when you know that pattern has got to change and you refuse it, then here comes a bitch slap, doo-doo-doo-doo, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to keep going. Nope. You're like, no, I'm going to, and all of a sudden it'll be one that you can't return from. You can't, so the question is, do you want to leave your family and your friends the hard way? Or do you want to heal your shit and leave your family and friends your way? Because it's a lot safer when you take an active choice with an active voice. Yeah, Diana knows. She said, it makes me feel crazy. I totally agree, because if you can't catch it when it's happening and you have to wait until you get it after, sometimes it could be days, weeks, months, years. And this is that first level of on the pyramid at the bottom that's unconscious and incompetent. You don't know enough yet of what it is that you're supposed to change or to know, because you think you know it all. And it's, you don't know. But these are the things you need to know. And it can get really rough and rocky. And if your ego's in charge, it will force you to stay and say, oh, it's okay. Yeah, but guess what? The light codes are kicking on, people. You're going to see more and more of your dark night of the soul, your hells, the things that you haven't resolved, the patterns that you chose, that I'm going to keep this personality and this behavior, and maybe I'm supposed to talk about people, maybe I'm pretending that I'm not judging, but really I am, or I have this great resentment, and a lot of the ego is made up of very specific emotions. Okay, who is next?
Angela Allen, and she says, I have been getting dreams that the world I live in doesn't exist, that it ended, and that, oh my God, that is what's happening.
Yes, because the life as you know it is end. The end of the world's happening for you as you know it. She did a big ass healing. And once you do that, you may feel good and everything's ready to roll. Places could be stories, could be behavior, could be, I'm just going to be pissed today, or I like wallowing, not sure. And sometimes these ego patterns are hooked into our coping tools. And some of those coping tools you don't really need. These are arrested developments, meaning you didn't learn how to be independent when you were younger, and you didn't have it in you to find out the difference in the value of progressing. What do you want to be successful? So you take a negative mental attitude, the sour grapes, because that was a huge thing when I grew up. I said, you're supposed to be a sour graper, and it's like, oh, you just don't want to do that. So now they're saying that they want you to address the instability. Now, if I asked what kind, they said there's a spirit instability. Spirit instability, what that means on a spiritual level is that you emotionally repressed your gifts as a child. Now, you've grown out of that, but yet that pattern, if you've ever asked, why did this happen to me? Why? Into forgiveness, and one of them is not able to forgive God, or not able to understand why someone couldn't save you. And then there's these patterns of the things in my choices. Can I forgive myself for being this way? So they're telling you that just pay attention, just say with grace and ease, what is it? Because you can only do like one thing at a time. What is it that I need to look at to start changing out of my world? Because this is about intentional living. And as you become a spiritual human, and everybody's going to, now they're going to can have a rough ride or an easy ride. I help people find the easy ride of becoming a spiritual human. And that is, you were born spirit with a soul, and you chose to be human to have a human experience. The thing is now you're returning back to your higher self, your authentic self, and balancing the gut, the heart, and the mind in a way that you are becoming a spiritual person that is bringing consciousness through into this meat suit, becoming a human. So you are learning how to become a spiritual human. You're learning to talk with God first. You're learning to go with your heart in your gut, instead of having to go to the over-identification of, oh my God, matter, all of this, twangs, all of this is my behavior. I get to hate you because that's what I've learned. And, I can talk about people because that's what you do. And you're waking up to, you don't need to be that anymore. But first you got to find out what it is. Okay. Now, I'm going to double check, make sure nobody's paid, and aim who is next on the email list.
Sarah Bailey.
Bailey. Sarah.
problem with me, and why does this woman hate me? She doesn't even know me.
Okay, now we got somewhere. When somebody hates you and you're like, but you don't even know me. Well, first of all, it's easy. When you hate somebody, it's just easy to treat them like an it. It's easy to attack. It's easy because you don't have to have empathy. But most of the time, people will, you'll be a reminder of whatever issue they're going through. Now, we're going to look at this. What is the inner world causing so that you have this person not like you? And that it has to do with some frustration that you came upon when you were 3 years old, trying to connect with people socially. I feel like there was a teacher or something, or a person that was very lofty in their energy. And they kind of looked at you. You're not my kid, therefore you're a piece of shit. Where's my kid? My kid's more important type feeling. And I think you felt that. Okay, I think you felt that. And the hardest part is you're going to go through a dark night of the soul. Hopefully you get out of it quickly. And what does this mean is that you did a resonating broadcast to yourself of worthless. Why? Because what did I just say? If you pick up from an adult from that child's perspective, they know more than you. So you just assume they're right and you're wrong. You have to learn how to consider the source. You need to tune in and feel. And feel, is that even mine? Is that even true? Now, if you did have social awkwardness, feel out frustration. The frustration that your spirit is saying, you lack the power. You lack the power. Really? You lack the power to stand up? Seeing at 3 years old, you lack the power to stand up because you didn't know. So pay attention. Sarah, does this connect with you? You have to look at this. Does it connect with you? Did you have any of that stuff I said? That's important to look at. Very important to look at. Who else is? Well, Sarah, if you want to come on, if that you can pay to come on, we can work on it and do some healing in the room if you want.
Got let go from my job of 8 years out of the blue, unsure of what is to come. It's like one thing after another as of late, and I am not sure if I'm going down the right path.
Okay. All right. When it comes to this, yes, can be quite a bit of uncertainty, and because what you've known is your safety and security has now been disrupted. I hear that part of you is going to, oh my gosh, I can't do that job. I don't have enough experience. I can't do that. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want this. And so there's a bit of a panic and a little bit of impending doom coming in. You need to stop, and you need to breathe, and you need to breathe in the count of 5. Out at count of 5, and you need to do this several times. You need to allow yourself to feel a little bit stronger because your fear is learning to overtake you. Now, Kelly, if you're still here, we'll get to you. They said that the purity of the mind, they says, take a look at what is it you really want. Have you been saying you hated the job? Have you said that I would like to learn something different? They're saying that there's a conflict in some of the thinking, and the more we get into this new energy, the more you're going to start honoring those things about you. Okay? It will come about, but they said the fear about this moment, you don't have to really follow. So you can learn to put your hand on your forehead and think about the fear of the uncertainty. There's a part of me that I can feel you say, well, I need to know. And the question is that will you get a job? And they said, have patience. Will you get the job to be able to take care of things? And they said, yeah, you'll have the protection you need. You just have to be guided. Don't let your ego drive you crazy. Just stop, say, Thank you, Spirit, for helping me move in the direction I need to, and then just start learning about synchronicity. And they said that you're not hungry enough to get the job that you want. Now, it's not about being in fear and just taking the... Sarah doesn't understand. Did she have her reading? Yes, I thought I gave her more than a minute.
Yeah, no, she was answering somebody else that was...
Gotcha. I can't see it, but yes. Jess's question.
She says she searched Facebook and watched readings, and you came up, and she would love a reading. And her Facebook name is...
So that's fine. That's fine. So what happens now is that, you know, okay, let's just stop this for a second. If you think, okay, what did I don't do this in judgment. I read your energies that are already there. If it hurts, understand that your ego is receiving this and can be put in a hot seat and you're like, ooh. But if you want to grow and to heal into the next layer of who you are, you're going to look and find that familiarity. And then know that you can find tools, because we have a ton of free ones right here, okay, to get you out of those particular states and emotions, okay? It's interesting because you have, I feel like, one person standing beside you that has to do with, oh, it creates a lot of indigestion. Oh my God. It says, I have to live their way. As all of a sudden is like, you want to exacerbate the story, exacerbate something. I don't know if you're even fully aware, but I feel like you watched somebody growing up, and therefore it just is a way you talk. There's nothing wrong with that, except for it is that you're losing power. And you know, if you keep talking in a certain way, then you can get people to not act mean to you. I know that sounds bizarre, but some of it, hopefully some of it will make sense to you. All right, Ames.
Becky with an IE.
That's it. I'm going to say yes.
Just a general.
Becky. The energy around you is not even yours. How interesting. Do you have some expectation to some degree that you feel it makes you feel good, but you also feel like there's an expectation to some degree that has to do with, without you knowing it, how do I explain it? This person's energy makes you feel something, and then you have to do it out of sympathy. There's a particular pattern for you and you don't. Or they want to be around you all the time, and and it feels good, but I'm losing voice. So somehow it's about the communication. You may be unaware of it, because again, I'm watching you just, hey, that's my friend. Hey, and you're not knowing it. But there's this, they know how to make you feel good and then get you to do something out of sympathy. So just become aware of that. Next. Okay. Wow. I just feel like you're this big. You're like, oh, I just hate that when that happens. There's all this energy all of a sudden. It just your mind keeps rehearsing something, but I don't know if it's fresh. Because it keeps going on. There's because in the next minute I'm feeling my brain is like, yeah, everything's good, but your body's going, oh, it's like you haven't forgotten. And that incident made you towards yourself behave a certain way. So now you have to be feeling a little bit overpowered. You have to feel a little bit of weakness, and you have to feel that you don't have the self-efficacy to get the results you're looking for anymore. It is that very specific incident that causes this to happen. Does that make any sense? Yes. To you, hopefully it'll make sense. I'm asking for a very specific age, and they said, no, this isn't that old. Just say, thank you, Spirit, for helping me know. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? We're just doing some readings, and my helper is not here. She had to go check something in the room. So I'm just going to double check to make sure if anybody's paid and if they need to be expedited. Yes, we have, money received, but it's pending. Let me see what that means, Jackie, because if it is a cash, if it's a check, so they won't let me have it. I have a show on Thursday. It was just PayPal, huh? Well, it is you. All right, I'll let it slide because it is you. Okay, sweetheart, did you want to come on? Did you want to come in the room? Or did you want to do it like this? You decide, because you can do it like Amy's doing right now. You can't see Amy. Amy, say hello.
Hi, everybody.
I love how she has a 10-second delay before she answers, but she is there. So you can actually come into the room. I can see you. Nobody has to see you, but when other people see you, it actually helps other people to move forward. Jennifer, I'm on YouTube too. So I have YouTube, I have Medicine Woman Solution, and I have this. Oh. I'm just reading the thing. Okay, so you do it just like this. I have a little one asleep. Oh, that would make sense. You want to be quiet. Anything particular? And while she's typing that, oops, get in the right page. So my one friend, Jennifer, she is from Michigan. And we became good friends. We argue of the year because I say it's 2003. She says it's a different time. We can't. I know we met, but it feels like a different timeline. And it's so weird when we go back to try to figure out when we were there. And she's like, no, my kids were this. And I'm like, but it's clearly, I know that this is. Would love some spirit messages. You got it. You got it. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. There's stuff that's been happening. Because if you haven't, then you're gonna. Because this is a very, very, very strong woohoo. My friend Jennifer says, I just sang that too. Now, I'm not a good singer, but I gave it a try. You talk about a strong spirit message. All of a sudden, it's like not only that. I just looked over and I saw this field of flowers. They remind me of little tiny daisy. I mean, you're right. And I'm asking if anybody wants to come through, and they said they're just happy. They're clapping. She says, well, I feel like there's been a shift. I would say that's a definite yes. I'm going to ask, did your light coach come on for this? No. You really have been centering yourself. So there's been something in particular that you have done. And they said that the void has been changing. Oh, love, love, love. Yes. The void, the veil has been lifting. Because it has been lifting, what's happening? The point of creation of your hells are actually changing now. You are. Tell me more about this one. And now you've got, I don't know if you have an Uncle Joe or whoever, but there's an uncle here. I'm Uncle. I'm not good with names. I just heard uncle. What's this about? They said, you no longer have to be in a reactionary state, meaning, that's a very good one. In the right-hand corner, when we really begin to try to figure out our issues, we can recreate hell when we don't need to. We recreate to save ourselves. And they're saying, no, you don't really have to go there anymore. There's a party that's actually becoming a little bit more stronger within yourself. So I think that's a very good sign right there. And if I ask Spirit, what else do you want her to know? And they says, well, I'm glad you asked, because you're gaining more stability and more ground. So they're showing me the hole in the ground. You actually have built steps to get out of, and still, instead of feeling like you are stuck.
We got to ban somebody, Brenda.
Why is that happening? Did you notice that? So do you have people poaching your life, poaching certain things? That's what you have to look for. Seriously. Here, stop this.
I just blocked him.
Wow. Is that who I think it was? Hold on. There is something that came in energetically at the same time as you're trying to enjoy your life. One. So do you let people do things so that you can feel... I want to say that again. Okay, so is there a part of you that's very passive towards certain people? And so they kind of learn that they can just take this from you? Jess is right. Jess says, well, I just love trolls. They think they know own everything. So, but does that make any sense? Yes, I do. I feel it does, but I got to get you to see something that's happening. And I feel it's a very strong, I think you know who it is too. So you are doing this to protect. You can't think. Yes, you can. I'm not going to say it. I know you know who it is. You've been holding your own, but you've been letting little things slide. That the unique way that they're doing it, and they're coming in and doing it, literally, you don't know what's happening. No. It's a male. You're trying not to rock the boat. So, Amy, was this the person that I think it was?
I have no idea.
Okay, now here's an interesting thing. Okay, now I'm going to ask Spirit, when it comes to this, the person that's doing this, do you know that's doing this? No. But the person that you think, so there's a cross wires. Aha! You don't, okay, hold on. This is very interesting, because what it boils down to as a kid is, what did you allow? No, not about, no. Okay, so the behavior. Take that, for instance, what you just said. You have that behavior. You see how people treated you, how they try to take, this and that from you. But it's a behavior. So we're narrowing it down now. Okay, it's a behavior. A certain behavior is happening. So what I usually call is a signature. You can recognize it in this person. And if that person's not in that picture, you're going to see it in somebody else. So this one person that acted this way is not really in the picture. So you actually beginning to see that signature in others, but you haven't really connected with that yet. So the person that you've been learning to get the signature that he has makes you petrified. Okay? And it makes you feel their lofty energy. That they can, so that person's not there, so then in comes another person, and they will start doing that particular thing in front of you. But are you able to see somebody else doing that? Do you understand? Can you see somebody else that's creating you to feel lofty, creating you to feel this way? Because you got to get this. If you don't understand, if you don't heal the shit with your exes, you can see them in somebody else. You won't understand it first because you'll think it's so-and-so when it really is somebody that you don't know. Your soul is asked. So take a second. You're thinking about how you let this person in your life. You've learned a lot about moving on and have this reaction, even gotten stronger, but it's the energy of feeling helpless that you first thought, where in your life did you feel helpless? To what behavior? Yeah, my gates are like no asshole coming in. But I mean, this is just like in everyday life. I was an asshole to Amy. I wasn't even knowing. I was just I didn't even know my soul had raised my hand to do that. She took offense. She was hurt. She saw it a certain way, and it was one of a filter, and it was part of the ego program. It wasn't pretty. I didn't like that it happened, but I also know that, yep, I'm the asshole because apparently she's supposed to look at it. No, Amy's looking at me funny. Amy, you can talk, Amy.
Yeah, but I love you. I love that it's you that
am. And, you know, this is what most people do. Okay. If they don't understand when you're out of sync and they don't understand that you know, you both are important, you're treating each other like you're important people. But do you know that in loved ones and households, once they go into ego, they take offense. And when they do that, they don't, you'll become the enemy, and they will protect themselves, and then they can be the asshole to you, and it can get,
yeah.
So are you the king and the queen, you know, type thing? Because that's what happens, you know what I mean? It's just, you don't even realize it becomes a pattern. Okay. All right. So anyway, the difference is I love Amy. I had no idea that I had hurt her. Part of me kind of felt like, ooh, would she take it the wrong way or would she not? I know that I have to speak. Not it. It was just, I felt this energy, something I had to be able to fix it within myself. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to talk to her. And I didn't know. I put her in a spiral. She was crying. She was upset. It bothered her.
But it wasn't only that. It was before that.
Oh, that's right. I was your third asshole. Right? No. I take it back. No, you told me I was the first and the third. It doesn't matter. It's a continued story that her soul has been saying, wake up, baby, you're in the dark night of the soul. And she's like going, get me out of here. And I'm like, okay, push this button, hold this here. We got it. You're coming out of it. It was important.
Oh.
It was important that she needed to come out of that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, once we got the turnaround time, she went in misery all day long. And then finally, I can't remember if it was when it was, going bing, 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 bing. And she's like, oh. And yeah, it's coming to these realizations. And it's not fun sometimes. You're like, who turned the freaking burner on? And what am I sitting on? My ass is on fire. It's called the hot seat. But I didn't even know you were in it. Oh, yes.
Halloween, I need to get your healing help when I get paid. I am in such need of it. You are amazing, and I absolutely love you.
Aw, thanks. Now, what's her name again?
Terry?
Sherry. Oh, yeah. Don't see her, but okay. So simply put, the question was, why is Spirit doing that? Okay, it's related to, okay, got it. Now keep going. What's the question? Because all of a sudden,
she's struggling and she needs guidance.
she's just struggling. Because even though I heard, I didn't hear. So that means there's something to do with Sherry that there's like, you're not getting, I get hurt. And in this case, how would yours do that? Was that you are in a state of, oh my God, I see a lot of panic. Hold on. Holy shit, my back hurts. Hold on, my front hurts. Wait. Wow, I'm not sure exactly what that was. I'm wondering was this a bunch of shit somebody did and it just shot through you and you just, oh my God, you're like an open target, Sherry. Hold on. See, it's coming out the back. Oh, Sherry. Hold on. Remove something. It's the emotion. What particular emotion is causing that? You are wiped out because of the exertion of somebody's power. Ooh, that would make sense. I mean, I feel like you're a target. It's like you're like la 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 la, and it's just like, whoom. That for a minute there, is this past life? It's an interesting feeling, Sherry, because oh my God. You know what a javelin stick is? You know how long and it's not even the spirit. This is a javelin. This is, so what's a javelin? Javelin's about sports. Javelin about, wow. Because they have to be thrown with such mighty force and they have to fly. And if it does come down, it would be in an angle. Did this thing have shitty issues, shitty life, and they're dumping and projecting and they're mad at the world? Do you seem to be the target? Like, it wasn't even directed to you. It's like you just like, you know, you're when you go to save somebody and you dodge a bullet, or they dodge a bullet and you jump in front of it. I'm going to put on the grid to put plaster. Why not something permanent? Because we're waiting for the mesh to grow back. But you have to look at something very specific. Okay.
She goes, how did you know? Wow.
Wait, it just went right through you. I mean, those are pretty thick, aren't they?
Yeah, because I mean,
this isn't a small hole. This is a big ass hole. I can put my fist probably almost through it.
Wow.
Well, no wonder you're struggling. Your energies are completely off whack. Would Wayne Cook first? Wayne Cook, Celtic weave. Okay, so you're going to go here. You're going to look under healing tools. You're going to get, well, what does it mean? It means that your energy, you had taken a hit. Your energy, take it on. Did it go through you? You have to become aware of if your energies are wide open. This central meridian, this comes from the perineum up, okay? And if that's down, you're vulnerable. You're gut like a pig. What does that mean? If anybody can unzip you. You know, I could look Amy down and she'll be wide open. And if I wanted to be mean, I could just send some shit her way. Just love, honey. But she's going, oh, I feel uncomfortable, or she'd feel like she's got gas, or you know what I mean? Driving down the road, if this one is down, see, it's supposed to come this way. If this one's down, if somebody's behind you and they're pissed because you're driving, because they're having a bad day, you all of a sudden you want to speed up and you want to be angry, or you will take these energies on and you won't have a clue they're not yours. Amy's been learning this huge. I mean, she's been zipping up and doing this and that. And when she had forgotten, do you remember that one incident, Amy? Can you tell everybody? You were in a good mood too, weren't you? And then
everything was fine, and
we can't hear you. Come closer.
I don't even know, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why? And then I'm like, I'm texting Brenda. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I had absorbed someone's energy that was negative, and so she told me to do Celtic weave, connecting heaven and earth, a hook up, zip up, and I don't remember what else. And within 2 minutes, I was back to me.
See, she's learning how to become aware where do you end and other people begin? Where does that fine line? And this is even with people that have healthy boundaries. If you don't quite understand, if your body is so used to their frequency, then you won't know it. But you can take on total strangers. This is a huge thing for people to finally wake up and realize they have got to take that responsibility of keeping people out of their space. Especially learning. Now, this is part of the hookup, is putting your finger in your belly button and your forehead, you're pushing in, you're lifting up. You need to keep this zipped. You're the one with the key. No one gets it. And what happens is when this is down, if you can't pay attention to those thoughts, or if your emotions go off, and you don't really, I was sitting there sometimes. Now, here's the funny part. Me and my husband will be laying there watching TV, and all of a sudden it's like, God, I want a snack. And for the longest time, I kept thinking it was me. I'll say, do we got anything? He'll go, I don't know. And then he'll be funny. And then I'll have to get up. And the next thing you know, we got snack. And one day I said to him, I feel like a crumpet. I looked right at him. He's like, oh, good. You got my message. I didn't want to get up. I just said that to you, too. I said, how long have you do this? He goes, well, ever since your friend Vicky said, hey, she's my bitch. Because Vicky could just do things. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh. And I won't know why I'm doing it because she does. Sign. Oh, yeah. She gave me a sign. These girls go, I want class. The next thing you know is I got to have an emergency class. God bless it. So my husband learned. I love him. Now it's like, I got a snack. Are you the one who wants a snack? Because I usually don't care if I have a snack. But I think you got a sweet tooth tonight or a salty tooth. But we're learning each other in such a unique way. It's quite funny. Okay, Ames, who is up next?
Breathe.
Who?
Sherry.
Still didn't hear it.
Sherry said that she cannot breathe right now.
Oh, that's not good. Is you laughing or is it because you really can't breathe? Because I'm having issues right here. Is this you? Well, if you can paper. Okay. Sherry. On your feet. Big toe, second toe. Follow it together to the two bones meet. See that? Something you've ate and it's just thrown off. Start rubbing them. Good 30 times. Get that energy zinging around. Okay? And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to hold, how the bones, two bones come together here. Rub these 2 points here. Start rubbing. Okay? 30 times each side. Get that energy zinging. There's no sense for you to have to go into any issues. Regardless if you're like, I can't breathe because I'm laughing, your body's still saying you need to get those flushed. Okay, next one.
Lillian. I would love a clearing. I feel really heavy. My allergies are acting up and my ears hurt.
All right, Lillian. And you've been feeling like it lately. Okay, you're not getting appreciated here, and somebody's treating you like an it. That's okay. We'll get to that later. Behind where your big toe is, so that means the inside of your leg, there's your ankle bone, and you're going to come out behind it, slip right behind it, and that's the kidney 3-point. Lillian, rub it. Both ankle points, rub them so that you can, and rub this point again, all 30 times for each side. Now your triple warmer is going off. Now here's an interesting thing. They said first position, hold it deep. Okay, that feeling. Triple warmer needs a little bit of help because you're feeling like an it and you're feeling worthless, your body keeps tripping. We want to, there's a point here, but you need to lie your 3 fingers, and it's the 4th point. Okay, see that? And then you put your thumb or your finger right there. You need to do that point 30 times. You're like, oh, but that's not it. And you feel like sore here more or sore here there. Go to the sore point. Because sometimes, just being off just a little bit. Do both sides, Lillian. You need to get this energy balanced. Then you need to do the Celtic weave because you keep taking on these people. The hookup, you need to get that in your head. But get these people out. You got this disconnection going on. And when you're disconnected from spirit like that, it can cause a disturbance. All right. So here's the thing. Anybody in the rooms, if you're in studio land, YouTube land, and you want to read, here's your time. Say, may I have a reading? I'll give it to you. Anybody in these rooms, if you're here and you haven't sent it in or didn't want to send it in or it got lost, now is the time to ask, and I will give you a quick read. You understand? Just to double check. Somebody is I mean to do that, people. I'm so sorry. I'm just picking somebody up. It could be Lillian. No, I don't think it's Lillian.
I bet it's LaRhonda.
Because it started right when you probably when she got on. Good God. Hi, Diana. What are you doing up, young lady? Okay, still a little trouble from time to time. Yes, other ones, but this one is your symptom one. The symptom that's going off is the heart. Good God. It's the heart, and it's only gone down from a 10 to an 8, which is good. We don't want it any lower. You got a broadcast message to yourself. It's something about you feel like you're being a bad mom. Are you complaining at yourself? Large intestine. Get over here. Do this. Start rubbing. Oh, Diana had a nanny. Oh, she feels worthless because she's not working. Okay, we got to get that out of your head, honey. L1D for you. Left wrist 5. No. Oh, you're. Okay, so if you have a type of parent or somebody that sits there and criticizes you, but if she's going, well, nobody wants me, it's a form of rejection of who she is. So she needs to feel observation, and you're not really knowing it, LaRhonda. And they said if you could catch that you're doing self-preservation, you've got not only you're not working, you got the pandemic that's going on out there. You've got family that you have to take care of. She goes, yes. Give me one more yes, and I think you're a great movie. Yes. Sorry, just teasing. I don't mean to make you laugh and cough at the same time. Just get in there and start healing. Start massaging these bones. All right, Rhonda.
Ronnie.
Okay, now they said, understand that you also need to do R3D. Right wrist, third position. Nice and deep. Okay? Oh, good, she's laughing. You got to bring joy to that woman's heart. L3D or R3D, and that is this self-preservation. And if you don't know what self-preservation is, back some in the corner and watch how all of a sudden they'll fight their way out. Unless you're like I was, hit your sister in the face with a pan, hitting's wrong. So when the day happens when I have to be a good girl and somebody's beating on me, I just have to stand there and take it. Why? Because I have to listen. I'm a good little girl. So my self-preservation wasn't there to save me because I have to be a good little girl. Other self-preservations is that all of a sudden you're... Well, what does she mean I would have kicked his ass? Oh, yeah. I know you would have too. Yeah, because you got a strong personality. Well, my spirit was broken. Well, I like, that's the one thing about you, LaRhonda. When I don't have that anymore, but yeah. Anyways, just saying. We are going to rub, and that little chart I don't have is, I think it's circulation, sex, or pericardium. That source chart that gave you guys, it's either CX or it's PE or PC probably. And it is right here in the middle. But I'm going to ask you to do one more point, and that is understand that the circulation sex is nip to tip. Nip to tip. I can't see it, Ames. You're going to have to read it for me.
The one in the middle is pericardium 7.
So it's PC?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so PC there. My other one says CX. But anyways, because it is nip to tip, I need you to trace this. Grab your nipple, go on up, go up to the tip, Okay, rub it, nip to tip, do that 3 times. Yeah, this is something I haven't taught you guys yet, but do it 3 times. Okay, and then when you get there, you wiggle. And because the spot's there, you because the pericardium. He broke my purple crayon, LaRhonda. It was my favorite. You know how when you just get a fresh box of crayons and they're freshly sharp and it's like, oh, pretty. And he was a boy. He was the same age as me. I think I was 4 or 5. I don't remember. All I know is that nobody touched my purple crayon. You can touch the pink one. You can touch the blue one, but don't touch my purple crayon. Well, he knew that. He grabbed it. And then he goes, look. Sitting down, having to take, now, honey, it's not nice to be. I tried to defend myself, but he broke my purple crayon. It was a new box. Oh, from then on, I didn't let nobody.
I like me a good box of crayons.
Oh, yes, he was. He was a brat. His name was Michael. I remember it too. He had curly hair. Oh, yeah. I've learned with my brothers and everything else, you get them in the groin. Doesn't matter what age they are. And your brothers piss you off, you just, you can't aim high, just high enough to hurt them. You have to be nice to boys. No, I don't. Yes, you do. No, I don't. And then I mean, I have done a lot of healing about my anger. And it was a hard road because I couldn't tap into my anger because once my spirit got broken, it was like I could not fight for the life. I couldn't do self-preservation. But I had this lot of inner anger. It's like I wanted to say, put 'em up, but it was like, don't test me because I just take one punch and my picnic table and this and this and that. And I don't understand what was up her butt that day, but she decided that she was mad and I have to get my family and friends off her property. And she was making a big stink in front of everybody. I looked at her and I says, really? Really? And I felt the temperature rise. And there was this, the great big burning barrels back then.
Oh, God.
I just picked her up, walked her around, threw her right in there, and then I took off. And I walked in the house, and apparently everybody soothed it over because she didn't come out of her house. Nobody moved. It took about 2 days. I wasn't going to stop. I wasn't going to take it anymore. At this point, I had kissed her ass all the time because I was so not supposed to be nice. And then that's when I really had realized I had squelched my anger. And I think every part, you know where I'm going with this, Bugs Bunny. We watched all that. Kind of influenced me, I think, at that moment. I had no idea I stuffed it down that far. But you can be strong as an ox. Yeah. Now, where did it go? Yeah, don't test me. It could be there if I needed it. It's not, I didn't squelch it, it's there. I'm like, if I need it, Mama Bear will come out. If I need it, I'll protect my husband if necessary. He doesn't need it. But we could stand together as a team. It's different because I used to be so afraid. And I have overcome. But I did more than just overcome. I went to the root and took care of the thing that smacked me down. Okay, you guys are great. And if there's no more messages, I'm going to double check to see if anybody else has paid. I am happy to be here and happy I'm with you guys, and I'm thankful that I can be of service. Oh, we have a Melanie Lane. Melanie. That was an interesting. Melody, where are you? There. Do you see her anywhere? Oh, Melinda. Melanie. Maybe she can explain why once we discover what room she's in. Yeah, I don't see her anywhere. Again, if if you're in any of these rooms, you don't have to email me now. You can go ahead and just say, can I have a reading? And I will do it. That is what happens towards the end of the night. Do you see her yet? Oh my God, Melanie, do you have a headache? Because I just got a spike that went right down the side of my head. You can come on to this show. You don't have to be seen. I can hear your voice. Everybody else can hear your voice. Or, excuse me, apparently you got indigestion too. Something going on with your stomach. Jesus, can you wait until she writes me before you have to pick up all these signs? Oh my God, do you have draining issues too? Hi. Yay. Hi, dear. Oops, hold on. We got to get the unmuted. There, can you hear me?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Yes. Now, do you want to be, because we can do just voice, or I can bring you on.
Shasta in the middle of April, and I'm in Canada, and I'm concerned about flying and blah, blah, blah. And, no, I know a Melanie. I know several Melanies.
I wonder, does that have to do with, yeah, okay. You really do know a Melanie. All right. Keep that in mind, because right now they said something to do with your thoughts are confused, which is obvious. Your thoughts are confused. And I'm going to try to figure out what's happening here. They said that you're hungry for this event in Mount Shasta. But does she go? Interesting. Does she go? They said that the main... Okay. Now, your friend Melanie didn't have a headache. Does she have any issues like that? Do you know them well?
I just joined a group. It's the Red Tent group, and she gets together. She's just a lovely woman, and she gathers women together to have a safe place. I've only been to one of her things.
Okay.
I'm the one that's been having this headache for like a month.
Okay.
Like right in my third eye.
When did you go to this event?
Oh, that would have been maybe 2 months ago.
Let me look. Does this pain that's in her head, what's going on, is that really? So when you went to the event, everything was good, yes?
Yep.
Now, what's interesting is what you did toward yourself. So you reacted and you did toward yourself, and it looks like you had, did you feel like anybody there did the fear of judgment? Did they judge you? Did you feel?
Well, I did have a moment when I felt a little stupid.
Hold on, let me check. Yes. Because you feeling that way, the reaction toward yourself, I can't express enough. When we do shit to ourselves, it can mess us up. And the thing is that there was a fear, and it's something about yours or theirs.
Well, I was suggesting, we went around and I was suggesting that we were just putting down the guidelines for the group and this and that. And I was suggesting that maybe if people like this whole need to be heard, if we could take a moment and profile a person each time if they wanted, and they could share their story and then finally.
Okay. All right. So now this is interesting because you went there for a very specific reason. And when you said this, because I asked and they said it had to do with the energy didn't match you, and this energy of behavior didn't match you, and that was where all of a sudden, okay, so the intention of the group, was it supposed to be about what they were talking about, or was it more about what you thought it was?
Well, I thought it was about that, but it was just basically she started it. She read a book called The Red Tent, and there's a red.
Your idea better sometimes because it is important to you know what I mean? You know what I mean, because that's, yeah.
I do know.
But the idea of your head, because it shot right through and it's still there, that is going to interfere with your traveling pretty much because you haven't let it go.
Jesus, okay? I don't know how. I do tons of letting go.
Of the fear of judgment or the fear of that moment, okay? Which eye did you happen to be looking through? I mean, just right now, look through one eye and just see that moment for me.
I think I was looking through my
Okay, so do me a favor.
left eye.
Open up your eyes, cover your right one. Okay. Look through that eye right there, just through that eye, look through that event and recreate that event and then give me on the scale from 0 to 10, 10 being that you can feel it and understand it. Feel the fear, what was going on. When the moment you realize that this is not, ignore that.
I'd say about.
Be in there. Now notice that you kind of felt it inside or outside of you.
Inside.
Exactly. Now we're going to start to remove and transcend and let it go, let it go. And as you do this and we're pulling it out, be aware, does it feel okay that we pull it out? And as you do, switch eyes. Now cover up the other eye.
Yeah.
Now look at that same event. What number is it now?
Like a 3.
Now, do you still feel it inside or have you allowed yourself to bring it out?
I still feel a little bit inside.
Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. Switch eyes. And the thing is I want you to see it in front of you now. Pull it out until you see it in front of you.
Okay.
Okay, now, what number is it as you're looking? The feeling of the whole event. What number is it now?
It's a non-event, I'm thinking.
Exactly. So now we're just going to watch it disappear. And as it does, disappears, you're going to take your power back and you're going to notice that you're in the room. And you're going to look around and you realize that you left some color of yourself on the floor. When they started to talk about those subjects, it's not that you were prude. You're just like, wait, what? Notice the color. What color is you on their floor right now? You need to get that back, please.
The color back that I was.
Yeah, you dropped it on the floor. When that event happened, when they started to talk differently, when you realized that it's just, you're not in sync, this is not what you thought, this is, it's not that you were a prude. Like I said, you were laughing, but it was just, there's some yellow on, I'm seeing yellow. Now,
yeah. Okay, I was thinking an orangey kind of color.
Yeah, that too. There's a lot there because there's a part of you that it dropped. Okay, I want you to pick yourself back up and say, come back to me. Call your energy back to yourself. It's all clean. Bring it back.
Okay.
Bring it back. Bring it
March. Yeah.
There you go. Now, if you looked at the event, is there any number there?
I'm good.
Yeah, now with your head, you can let go of your eyes. How is your head?
Well, that pressure is gone right now.
Good. Now you're going to take your thumbs and you're going to look for the ledge. Okay. You're going to rest your hands just like that.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah. Now I'm going to ask, is the energies going to be okay for her to go to her trip? And they said, the world hasn't recovered yet. So we're going to be still in a recovery issue. Okay, with that in mind, should she get on a plane or will they allow that? They said you're not going to be at this time. So if you're going to cancel, you just know that there's another time that you can do it or another time something else will come up. But at the same time, but if you feel like you just pull, just kind of write it out into the last possible moment. They didn't want people to see this. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but the way the energy has been moving and the frequency on the planet has changed greatly. Okay. So how do you want to put this? Now all of a sudden I just feel your whole body tingling. That's why I'm getting distracted. It's like
totally, yeah.
I'm getting so, but my pain's gone. I'm good with that. But at the same time, there's going to be this really cool recovery, which won't make any sense. It's like how fast it came in. I feel like it's going to be almost as fast as it go out. But there's money to be made on this.
Yeah, totally.
And that will be how it'll ride, whether it's going to be something that we need to continue to make money off of. You know what I mean? So the world is still going to be in this recovery because there's a lot of people that are still denying. And here's the thing, because we're jumping, you're pretty good with understanding dimensions, right? That things just change, line up with different dimensions. I don't think we have made a decision which one we want as a group collective. And that is, once we do, it's going to make it more of a streamline, and you're going to feel a major difference. And a lot of people are going to be waking up too. So you're going to have some conspiracy on some side. You're going to have some people that just don't want to wake up, and then you're going to have all these things. And how do you ever remember reading, and all the good people left, and everybody that was behind that didn't evolve was
you remember something about that? Yeah.
Well, that I don't think that's going to happen the way they say it, but what we are going to look at from two perspectives, maybe more, because it's a kaleidoscope. And I'm sure I'm telling you this for a particular reason. You'll know later.
Oh, I have a fear that I've already been left behind.
Is that why I'm bringing that up? Okay, because the people that we love, or people that we know of, or people, and if they start dying off, we are probably going to be taken, and it looks like the rapture to them. See, we're not sure exactly who or what people are going to see, except for you'll be alive and they may be dead to you. To them, you're dead and they're alive. So the split's happening. I'm not sure exactly what that looks like yet, but you have a light codes. You got too many that are on. I can't see you being what's called left behind. Do you know what I mean? Because
it's an irrational fear.
Yes,
but it's there. I know that.
Yeah, and you want to heal that?
How much time,
no,
in a way,
yeah.
you know.
I want you to play with me for a moment. R3D. Here's your right wrist. 1, 2, 3. Line them up. The bottom one, you're going to put your thumb in. Okay? You're going to push in deep. Yep, line up. There you go. Push in deep. Now put your first finger here and wrap those around. And I want you to tell me this irrational fear that you have on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being, yeah, it's really irrational. 10, ugh. What is it? It's a 10?
Gotta be up there, but I'm feeling like a 7 or an 8.
Good. We can amp you and ramp you. Oh my God, I was the one. Do I have a 666 on my? That just means unevolved person. But just feel it now. And when you do, I want you to stare it down, because I know you're really good at finding it. And I'll stare at it. You're like, oh shit, right there it is. Can you feel it in your gut or your body?
Yeah, I can.
Keep staring at it. Say, I saw you. Now just stare it down. Stare it down. There you go. And as you do, it starts to disappear, and you can actually begin to feel it fizzle out. And the best thing that you could do for yourself right now is understand that tell me what direction your eyes are looking, left or right?
They're looking left.
Very good. And is it the top, middle, or bottom?
It's in between the middle and a little under the middle.
So you're thinking about what you heard. It's like you read a book or you heard people talking, and your self-talk is going nuts. We're going to remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Take your eyes, go directly over to the lower right. Now feel that thing and go. Notice that when you look to the middle left, you remember hearing words, sounds, and somebody was talking. And the power of suggestion, you kind of were at your peak moment and you took it in as, oh, that must be real. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. You're going to take and look to the lower right and begin to feel how you believed it to be true. There's no other way about it. That's it. That's the truth. It was just borrowed thoughts. It was just borrowed memories. They weren't real. They were just borrowed. We're going to remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. And as you do, look to the upper left and remember the images that, oh yeah, this didn't even really happen. It was just irrational thinking. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. Look straight down and just pick your, oh wow, you dropped yourself. As you do, you can start using your intuition correctly. in your gut, in your heart, and in your mind. And you don't have yourself to just feel. Now, give me on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being, oh my gosh, it's like a 7 or 8. What is it now?
The fear it's down there, like, I'm laughing now, okay?
Yeah, we need to make sure it's all gone, taking all the pictures out.
Okay.
Now, is there any pictures, any sounds?
I guess.
Look to the lower, or look to the middle left, and do you hear? Just listen through that ear only. Left ear. And if you were to put a number on what you heard, what number would it be?
Well, it would be what I heard. The number would be like an 8.
But it was supposed to be. What is it now? You heard it when you were stressed. We're going to start to remove
okay.
and let go, let it go, let it go.
I just heard something else come in right now.
Ooh, you did. No, that's good. But you're stressed. The whole point is that your body is picking up a different tone. It'll be another day you'll learn that. So switch over to the other ear. Is it there at all?
I don't hear.
All right.
I hear you are God. I hear you are God. You are God.
Good. Now take your hand down and tell me, do you have any of that belly button in your finger in your forehead? And you're going to push it and lift up and you're going to breathe. Feel that. And this is your egg. It's going to get stronger and stronger, and you're going to get stronger. And next time you go to those meetings, kind of zip up. You know, you can go to my site and get the free healing tools, do the hookup, the zip up, and kick these people out. I mean, I think you should do the Celtic weave after you get off here and kick them out, connecting heaven and earth. So there you go. Now your body just shifted a little bit.
Yeah.
Good job. Thanks for coming on and playing. I like when people come on and I can see them. It makes me happy. Yes. Good job.
Well, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And I trust it.
Yeah.
I trust you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Down.
Thank you. If you want to leave me a review, that'd be great.
And how do I leave that?
You go to my fan page and then you just click on reviews or something like that, or recommendation, and you can just leave one there. But thank you so much for playing with me. Oh, no, I think your video shot. There, back. Okay. So anyway, make yourself completely disappear.
I don't know.
Did you just like popped away? Now, I did click something new. Remember, I had to fix my volume?
Hello?
I wonder if it was one of those things. I just didn't know. All I know is you've gone. I was like, where did you go?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, somebody, Moon Goddess and Lori H. has sent an email. Which one do you have?
Okay, today, please.
And that was who?
Laura.
Laura, are you here? I don't know what that voice is. But yes, Laura, you can have a reading. Okay, now that's weird. I hear mirror, mirror on the wall. Can you hear something funny? And then I see Alice in Wonderland. What are all three of those got in common? Is that what I'm looking for? Embarrassment, self-abuse, and insecure. These, again, and it goes with the threes. Do you have people in your space? So you have an auto response to people. Does that make sense? Because I feel like there's an auto response to you have to these people that have energies. And then have you displayed those before? And have you seen those before? Because I feel like we're just going back and forth, Laura. It goes back and forth. And so these energies, they're hard for you to trust yourself or trust that energy, because you need to do the Celtic weave. I not highly recommend, you got to do connecting heaven and earth. You need to kick these people out. You need to do the zip up and the hook up, because sweetie pie, you need to have your own energy. Right now, I just see all these energies and then your body's responding. So yeah, no, hon, you need to get your energy back so you can be you. Okay. And who's next?
Moon Goddess.
Moon Goddess. Anything particular?
I wanted to know if my ex-boyfriend and I will reconcile. He is a Libra / Capricorn, and I am a Capricorn / Leo.
All right, Moon. will you guys, your ex, will you get back together? They said that the part of you is to ask the angels, and that's what we're doing. You haven't been looking for signs. A part of you has been looking for the red flags like before. I don't know if you're fully aware of that, because they're saying just be aware that when you begin to get the answers, because you need to love yourself first. And they're saying that don't fall for just the passion, because you're beginning to grow and you're going to get stronger. Okay, you are going to get stronger. But right now, the true love is box you in a corner or work you to get what they want. Love is a lot deeper. Right? Who else? Ames, anybody else? Sunshine. Sunshine, are you there? Because this is the part of the show where anybody can ask anything at the end of the show. Hello, Betty. How you doing? Huh? She just woke up. Oh, did she get to sleep in? Sunshine, are you there? If Sunshine is there. I slept through my alarm. Woo! I wonder if it's the healing. Oh, I'm just curious of how your day is going to be. Yeah, keep me posted. Okay, so till I hear from anybody else who's not gotten one, we're going to say goodbye to everybody in Medicine Woman Solution. Remember to stay blessed. And then we're going to look double over here. We're going to check here. Betty, would you like a 1-minute reading about your new fresh of the day? Because I think it might be good. You seem more stable. And then I burp. How is that stable? They said, shut up and grab a card. Oh, so it's the relationship to yourself. Let's see how this goes. They says, you could be the one, Betty. You could be the one. Diana, you didn't even ask for a reading. I could give you one. So Betty, there's something to do with that part of your ego, because it says release the X. There's a part of your ego, and I asked if it's a person. They go, no, part of your ego that needs to be released, and it's coming up. And it's a part of you that you're not really compatible with anymore. It made sense to be that personality, but not anymore. Oops. And it's going to gradually show itself, so it's not like it's grace and ease. That's what we're asking for, and that's what we're getting. Diana. Okay, anyway. Oh, awesome. Okay, yes, Diana. 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 I got all twos. Those were funny. Love yourself first. Well, it's hard to do that. It really is hard to do that when your ego tries to kick you in the ass. I'm going to ask the question, have you forgiven yourself? Do you need to forgive yourself? Yes. Okay. It's like, yes. You're yearning for. Oh my God. It's not negative. So let's see. What is she yearning for? Tell me. Why do we have these voices? Yearning for. Oh, were you ever a daring little girl or a daring girl? You kind of lost her. You're yearning for that part of yourself. Okay, you got to heal that. Diana, L1D, yearn. You exacerbate the pain because you're yearning for the part that's lost because you feel that you lost it and then you can't forgive yourself for losing it over a man. Okay, L1D, hun. L1D, we need you back, sweet girl, too. Just saying. All right, I think we're good. All right, so Sunshine